What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Dark Avenger podcast, the podcast where I talk about anything and everything from comics to life to what's going on behind the scenes here on Dark Avenger C86 to beyond. Literally anything can be on this podcast, and that's what makes this podcast super special. And I gotta start off with apologizing, and I feel like in 2017 I've been doing this a lot, which is why I'm really happy that very soon 2017 is going to be last year, because I feel like I've been apologizing left and right for late videos or long breaks in between episodes, like right here on the Dark Avenger podcast, the last one being all the way back in October. But I'll get to why that's going on. And another thing is I'm going to get to what 2017, why I'm glad that it is going to be in the past. And actually, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a glimpse or a couple of little teasers to what's going to be going on in 2017. Spoiler alert about those announcements, or not even announcements, about that, you know, the stuff about 2018. There is nothing brand new that I will be announcing for 2017. It's really just a bunch of the stuff you guys know already. Just a little bit of an edit and a little bit of fix here, a little bit of fix there, and a little sprinkle of teasers for things that I'm doing, but really no brand new things that you guys haven't seen from me before. So if you're wondering if I'm going to sit here and make announcements about new series or release dates of certain things, I'm sorry, I'm not. There's no announcements and there are no release dates for anything at this time. However, I will be talking about stuff that is going on right now. And honestly, I would love to just start with a recap of 2017. And I got to tell you guys, 2017 has been my lowest point creatively in a very long time. I just feel like, other than the awesome release of Celestial Falcon issue number 1, which, by the way, thank you all so much for all the awesome reviews and everybody writing me saying how much you guys enjoyed issue number 1. We are working on issue and asking about issue number 2. We are working on issue number 2. I'm going to save that from when I talk about Celestial Falcon later on in the podcast. But anyway, other than Celestial Falcon issue number 1, this has just been a very low energy year, and I think it has a lot to do with stuff that's going on in the personal life. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that you guys don't know about, but again, that's a lot of personal family stuff. You know, there was a death in the family, there was just some crazy stuff going on, and I believe that stress factor definitely weighed in on my creative energy, or my energy in general, doing stuff online. And that's one thing I'm hoping to truly leave far behind in 2017 and build back up in 2018, is the energy and the excitement and just the creativeness that I had. And not really, like I said, creating new things, but creating within the things that I've already created, you know, building up what I've already done, instead of looking back or instead of moving forward and making tons of new series and promising things that obviously I cannot deliver. And a lot of 2017 was that, me testing out and figuring out what I truly enjoyed. I remember at the beginning of the year, I put up the quest for happiness, you know, trying to figure out what I truly enjoy and what really I like doing, that people like watching me do. And then also the return of the Dark Avenger, which was something that honestly was playing on my mind since I made Dark Avenger C86 a vlogging channel, and just bringing back the main brand and really truly just bringing the channel back to what it was, which was comic reviews, and then everything else mixed in, really helped me figure out where I wanted this channel, or my YouTube channel, to be. And then it was just playing around with the videos, messing around with it, you know, experimenting with different things, not just on YouTube, but over on Twitch as well. As you guys know, I love gaming, and with the way YouTube has been going with this new censorship, a lot of gamers have actually moved over to Twitch, which is an actual game streaming site. So I tested out Twitch, and especially the last 3 months of this year, from October to now, I've really been testing the waters for several different things on Twitch. I tried out a schedule, I tried out not having a schedule, I tried out having my own personal Discord, which actually worked out in Frontline's favor, because Frontline has a really awesome Discord. You guys should check it out if you haven't already. Link in the description on YouTube for the Discord for Comic Frontline. But I tried out a whole bunch of different things, and then I tried out different video series, different videos here, there, and everywhere. Really test it out, especially during the 400th comic review. I was testing out, you know, different types of videos that I used to do on my channel. And then also from 401 to now, I was testing out if I actually wanted to keep the reviews going, and I'm going to cover all of this. I'm going to literally, this is going to be the episode where I disclose what's going to be going on next year and what isn't, and what's going to be cut and what's not. But you know what? We're talking so much about this list and so much about me covering everything. Let's just get into it. And actually, for 2018, I actually sat down and made a little bit of a, not a to-do list, but a list of things that I want to do in 2018, and I bulleted everything off from work, which is 529 Studio, Last Ember Press. I'd love to go into comic flatting as well. I'm thinking about going into it, and then just going on YouTube, Twitch, etc. So with 2018, and I'm literally just gonna go through my bullet points. Certain bullet points, obviously, I won't be able to discuss, and I'll tell you guys why when we get to it. But 2018, I definitely want to focus more when it comes to work on Celestial Falcon and 529 Studio. I really want to build those up. I want to get out there. I want to get Celestial Falcon out there. And all of you that, like I said, have already read issue number 1, enjoyed it, and shared it with the people who watch your videos and said how much you enjoyed it. And I'm sure a lot of those people who watched your videos went and got the issue number 1 of Celestial Falcon. Thank you guys so much. I definitely want to build up on that. Like I said, working on Celestial Falcon 2. But before we get into that, I'm going through I have a 2018 random bullet point, and then we get into subjects. But YouTube entertainment wise, focusing more on comics and video games. As you guys know, I've been doing comics for a while, but you guys know I enjoy doing video games. One thing I'm thinking about trying out again for multiple reasons is SoundCloud. And one thing I liked about SoundCloud was these podcasts were not only on YouTube. They were on YouTube. They were on SoundCloud. SoundCloud put it on Stitcher and iTunes for me as well. And I liked that the podcast got out there a little bit more. So I am actually thinking about returning to SoundCloud if I start doing the Dark Avenger podcast more. And also that includes Hit Points, which I do, or Brand and I do together. And that's the that's the video game talking podcast. And It's a Podcast, which rarely happens because a lot of It's a Podcast is discussed during Frontline Live. So It's a Podcast is rarer than Hit Points would be, but at the same time, It's a Podcast is still something that I do. So it's a possibility to be on there. And then you never know if I might decide to do something with 529 Studio podcast wise. So I am really thinking about going back to SoundCloud again. It's something that I'm really thinking about heavily. Also because a lot of you guys that didn't have the time to sit down, especially when I did a podcast that was about an hour and a half long, SoundCloud and iTunes and stuff allowed you to pause it at the point you were at, and you didn't have to worry about making a timestamp or figuring out where you were. So SoundCloud's something I'm really seriously thinking about. Maybe not the start of the year, not exactly in January, maybe February, maybe even March, but it is something I'm actually thinking about doing again. I want to figure out if I'm going to be doing, I would like to get a podcast a month out for you guys, Dark Avenger wise, and like I said, It's a Podcast whenever I can. Hit Points, I'd love to do, if not monthly, bi-monthly. All depends once again on time and what I'm doing and how many games that I'm involved in. But then the last bullet point is I'd like to get into flatting, getting a comic flatting job. So that's something I'm hoping to do in 2018. Now we get into the bullet points, and we're starting with 529 Studio, Last Ember Press, because a lot of this stuff I can't discuss with you guys yet. And there's a reason for that. Some of it is being worked on as we speak, and some of it I'm still debating how I'm going to do it in my head, and it's all connected to the not announcement but the reveal that we're going to be doing in 2018 for 529 Studio. So I really can't discuss 1, 2, 3, 4 bullet points I have for 529 Studio. I apologize, I can't talk about it at this time, but I promise when I can and when everything's set, I will. So Celestial Falcon issue number 2. What I can tell you guys right now is Brant and I are working on this book. We are working really, really hard to give you guys a really awesome second issue. Now, I know a lot of you have been asking, Chris, we read issue number 1. when is issue 2 coming out? We're excited. We want to read it. You mentioned that it might be end of 2017. Well, there was never a definitive release date. And as I said, this has been a really hectic year for myself personally. But Brant and I are working really, really hard on issue number 2. We want to work as hard as we can to give you guys a really awesome, impactful, and shining second issue. And it's because of that we're taking a little bit more time. Because if we rush it, if we just we just take the script, we don't really look at it, we don't really examine it, and we just throw it out there, Lucas's art is so awesome. And we want to make sure that the story complements the art. And that's why Brant and I are taking our time to really, really, really work on issue number 2 of Celestial Falcon. It's taking a little bit longer than we expected, but like I said, it's been a hectic year for both of us, myself especially, and especially the last couple of months with the holidays and everything. It's been hard to really sit down and hammer things out, but we are going to be working on it. We're hoping to get issue number 2 out as soon as we can, and possibly issue 3. Again, I'm not focusing on issue number 3 as much as I'm focusing on getting issue number 2 out. I'm hoping we get to 3 this coming year in 2018, but I'm not making any promises. All I can say is that we will be working on issue number 2, and you guys will be seeing issue number 2 this year, but we want to make sure that it is good. We are working to make sure that we give you guys an A product. We don't want to rush anything. We want to make sure you guys enjoy it. You come back and you say it was awesome artwork, awesome writing, we enjoyed it, and we can't wait for issue number 3 next. And issue number 2 has a lot of moments in it that need to be done just right, and that's why we're taking our time with it a little bit more. So guys, I know you hate the phrase be patient, but please be patient with us. We will get you guys issue number 2 as soon as we can. I promise you guys, and you guys are going to love it just like you loved issue number 1, because we're taking the time to make sure you love it. And that's all of the work side of my life for the beginning, at least, of 2018. And like I said, when I can give you guys those other bullet points, I will. So let's move into the entertainment side. Now, this is the side where there is, this is where I'm working on videos and stuff, and YouTube. Let's start with YouTube. Dark Avenger, my main channel. What's going to happen with Dark Avenger? Now, I mentioned to you guys I was really testing the waters. I wasn't sure if I was going to continue the Dark Avenger comic book review after 425, because the last review of the year is episode 425, and I'll be honest, things were looking bleak for the review for a while. I read a lot of books. I do read a lot of books, and it was starting to really burn me out. And I put up a blogger recently of a lot of cuts I'm doing, a lot of physical cuts to digital, and a lot of review/read cuts as well. I started getting burned out on a lot of things because it was a lot of reading. This week alone, we're already a week behind again because of the holidays, and I look at the pile, and it is a very, very tall pile of books. And comic reviews, as you guys know, comics are my enjoyment. They're my hobby. I love them. I love reading comics, and I have a real huge collection, and I have a huge pull list because I enjoy all the books that are in my pull list. But it was getting to be a bit much. The reviews, getting the reviews, getting the books read for the reviews, and then doing the reviews, which were an hour long. And Mike and I have been experimenting with the Dark Avenger comic book reviews, and you guys are going to get, I know I mentioned I was going to say it on the last review of the year, but you guys who listen to the podcast are going to get a little bit of a, you're going to get the, reveal before those who watch just the reviews. We're going to be doing an all digital review starting the first week of January. What that means is we won't be waiting for our books to be delivered anymore. That was one of the major issues. Well, we were waiting for our books to get here, and the books would come late sometimes. Sometimes we wouldn't even read the books until we got them in the mail. And we have all of our books digitally. So we're going to find a week that's a short week. We're going to push to get those 2 reviews done like we did at the beginning of December. And then that review on the weekend, on the day that the books come out, we're going to start reading them digitally. And hopefully we will make Monday a definitive review day where we will cover all of our books digitally, regardless of if we have our physical books or not. If we have the physical books, we might show them. We might use them in the review, but honestly, we did test out the digital review or the books digitally, and honestly, if we can get the review ready by Sunday, we might actually do it then too. The review is going to shrink, though. We are going to be cutting a lot of books from the review because we review a lot of books. The good news is, though, we have Frontline Live, where if we don't cover a book on the Dark Avenger comic book review, you guys can go over to Frontline Live on Tuesdays and see if maybe a book or two that we did read that we didn't review on the review show will be discussed on Frontline Live. So, and also, I'm sure I'll have certain reviews that I'm thinking of doing like a written thing here, there, and everywhere, or maybe I'll do a spotlight on a book. This is all just me playing around in my mind. But haul videos, I'm thinking about bringing them back for my channel. I tried them on Frontline, and they got so late, especially in October, that from October to now, I think I've done maybe a total of 3, and that's kind of embarrassing. Also, I've seen Mike Spiderslayer. He moved back to his channel. He moved his hauls and certain reviews back to his channel. I moved the Dark Avenger review back to my channel. So I'm thinking if I do decide to continue the haul series, I'll probably end up continuing it on Dark Avenger C86 and letting Frontline be my focal for solo reviews when and if I have time to do those, and obviously the live shows. And we'll talk about Frontline in a moment. Unboxings and collector edition, video game collector's edition openings and reviews. That goes with the hauls. I mean, Dark Avenger CA6, I'm going to work on doing some random stuff. Like the way when I first started on YouTube, I was doing my comic reviews, I was doing my hauls, and then if I got something in the mail that I wanted to show, I'd unbox it. But we're not going to buy stuff like we were doing at the beginning of last year on purpose to do weekly unboxings. We're going to buy, whenever we get something randomly, we might do an unboxing, an opening, and a little bit of a review of. There are a few video game collector's editions that we have slated for next year as well. We might do an opening and unboxing / review as well on Dark Avenger C86. And all of these videos I'm doing on Dark Avenger C86, by the way, I'm going to start in January to share those on comicfrontline.com. So if you guys are from Comic Frontline, or on, you watch a lot of the videos from Frontline, or if you go frequent the comicfrontline.com, I will be making posts on there probably starting the first week of January. So any unboxing I do, even if it's recorded and posted on my channel, I will be putting it on the .com for Comic Frontline. So there'll always be something from me on comicfrontline.com. But again, I will be doing stuff on Frontline's YouTube as well, just like everybody else. But that's really it. I'm looking to keep the reviews going. I'm looking to possibly bring the hauls back for Dark Avenger C86. If not, I'll probably just drop them all together. But I don't think I will. I like doing the haul videos from time to time. And just random stuff. Random unboxings and reviews and whatnot. Solo reviews. Maybe a comic book corner review every now and again for a trade paperback if I have the time. But random videos, but nothing in stone. I mean, there could be maybe a surprise random video 1 week, and then it'll be 2-3 weeks before you guys see another one. Something will come in the mail 1 week, maybe 2 weeks in a row, and then you won't see it again for a month or two. It's all, those are random videos. The things that you will definitively see on Dark Avenger C86 are the comic reviews, and if I decide to continue the hauls, the haul videos. And of course, once a month, I'm going to try these podcasts. Other than that, that's really all I could say for Dark Avenger C86. Just what it was before I decided to try to really inject a lot of new series, or when I decided to make it a vlogging channel. Who knows, I might actually make a little vlog video every now and again, just whenever something actually is video worthy. And again, the thing is, and especially with Brooklyn Boys, when we started Brooklyn Boys, and I'm taking time out of this schedule to explain to you guys, when we started Brooklyn Boys, we literally opened our lives up. Every weekend we would do a ton of videos, tons, skits, 360s, video game, playing Super Smash Bros. Or whatever. So when we started on YouTube, our introduction to making videos was we opened ourselves 100% up to the world, to everybody. Anyone could click on a video and find something. We did anything and everything. Our lives were literally an open book to everyone who watched our videos. But over the years, things have fundamentally changed in multiple ways, from our everyday life to, the way the internet and the world works now. And there are certain things that, and I was talking about vlogs, and this is why I went off on this tangent, but one of the major differences, I have a family now, and some things my family would like me to keep private. So that open book that, I had 10 years ago is a little different now, because now there's a line that is between what I can share online and things that are a little bit more private from my family. So that's why when I say vlog, it's probably more than likely going to be something that I'm doing, or somewhere I've been, or if we go somewhere. And that's really why I wanted to make mention of all this, why I went on the tangent, and why I'm talking about vlogs, and why vlogs will be a little bit rarer than reviews or skits or hauls or anything, because again, there are certain things my family would like me to keep personal and private, and I respect that. And I want to make sure moving forward I don't pass that boundary. But anyway, going back to YouTube, I mentioned Frontline. Let's talk Frontline. So as you guys know, we have Frontline Live. We'll be doing that every Tuesday with everyone, of course. There's a Chris and Brand show we'll be doing every now and again. And heck, I might actually start up a Frontline Live pre-show every now and again. Maybe a comic spotlight even. I tried that out when I believe it was Captain America issue #1 came out. I think I did a review of it. I don't remember, but I did do a Frontline Live pre-show. And I'm thinking about doing random ones every now and again before we do Frontline Live. So you guys have a lot to look forward there. And then, of course, as always, the random solo reviews, discussion videos. I've written several game reviews for the .com. I might do a few more. In the future, as new games come out, I might be contributing to the written side of Frontline a little bit more as well. Now let's talk about something that's not coming back. Let's talk about Dark Avenger Live, which was mine and Mike's Friday live show. And there's a reason, and I'm not fully canceling it. I'm canceling it from a weekly format because I was not happy with the way the show went the last couple of episodes. And it's because of that, and the fact that, it was a random show that really played a lot off of Frontline Live, and, it was a lot of, we had comments and we discussed it, that one of the last shows we were asking people to give us something to talk about because we had absolutely nothing to talk about. I remember for the last 15 minutes of the show, I actually said at one point, guys, give us something to talk about because we have nothing left to talk about. And I was repeating myself over and over and over again to pass the time for the live show. And after that episode, I really started thinking, I think that the show needs a topic or something to talk about, or it just really put me off of the show. It kind of discouraged me a little bit with the show. So as far as Dark Avenger Live goes, if we have a topic, Mike and I, and we want to do a live show talking just me and him about it, or me, him, Brant about it, which would not be a Chris and Brant show if Mike's there. So if we have a specific topic we want to talk about, we will announce on Tuesday on Frontline Live that we will be doing a Dark Avenger Live on Friday. If we have nothing to talk about, there won't be a Dark Avenger Live. I'm actually foreseeing maybe at max 10 episodes of Dark Avenger Live for 2018, and that is a generous amount of episodes. Again, if we have something to talk about, look forward to us mentioning, hey, this Friday we will be doing a Dark Avenger Live. If not, we won't. And another reason why I'm letting Dark Avenger Live go is if somebody else wants to do a live show like Media Madness, or maybe there's a Chris and Brand show we want to do, we want to leave Friday open for other people instead of constantly having Dark Avenger Live set for Friday and then canceling last minute, and everybody's like, well, we could have done this on Friday instead. I want to leave it open so other people on Frontline can do a live show or have a show planned out for Friday if they need it. So Dark Avenger Live is canceled, but if we have a topic, we'll announce it, there being an episode. So it's not fully canceled, it's just canceled as a weekly series because we were not happy with the way the last couple of episodes went. But we are very happy that the last couple of episodes really helped out the Kickstarter for Brant with the last Ember. Really happy that got funded, and we had a blast. And that would be another topic if we had something that we want to discuss, or somebody we were interviewing or talking to about their Kickstarter. That would be a Dark Avenger Live. But other than that, if we have nothing to talk about, we won't be doing Dark Avenger Live anymore. And that's also lightening the load of things that I'm doing. So I'm sorry for everybody that enjoyed Dark Avenger Live. Like I said, we have a topic. We will have an episode. More than likely, most of the time, we won't have a topic, so there won't be a Dark Avenger Live. Now, moving on to the podcast with Zone 4, the main show. You guys know I'm part of the main cast. I'm going to be staying there for 2018 because I love Zone 4. It's a blast doing it. This podcast, along with Hit Points and It's a Podcast, are all part of the Zone 4 podcast network. So, only reason I'm bringing this up is because I put Zone 4 as a bullet, because every podcast I do is part of the Zone 4 podcast network, as well as Comic Frontline, except for this podcast, which is Dark Avenger specific, but still part of the Zone 4 podcast network. So yeah, everything podcast wise is going to be the same. The only thing I'd like to improve on is getting this podcast out at least once a month, and trying to bring Hit Point back if not every month, every other month, just to discuss games. If I can, I will. If I can't, well, again, Twitch and Frontline Gaming Zone. I experimented a lot with Twitch, and with or without a schedule, I drew in the exact same crowd. I'm not getting paid from Twitch. I have a subscribe button and I have a bit button, but this is going to sound horrible, but I'm not making any profit off of gaming on Twitch, so I'm not going to have a schedule. If that changes, I will have a schedule. But until it changes, if it changes, my schedule is going to be random, because gaming is a hobby of mine. It's an enjoyment. It's not something I'm doing to make money. It's not something I'm doing to make a profit off of. So, because of that, streaming is going to be random, and that's just the way it's going to stay. Now, if you are not into the live streaming side, that's okay. Every single video I do on Twitch, the day after, I will be downloading and re-uploading to Frontline Gaming Zone, building up the gaming side of Comic Frontline whenever I do a game. Right now I've been playing Fortnite. I've been doing Destiny 2. I'm hoping to get into some Grand Theft Auto 5. This is stuff that I got for Christmas. I got Destiny 2 for Xbox, so I will be starting Destiny 2 over again because Twitch deleted all my Destiny 2 videos, and I'd like to have a full playthrough of Destiny 4 Frontline Gaming Zone. So as I'm playing through the game again on Xbox, I will be streaming it and then posting it directly to YouTube. But again, gaming, videos in general, from Dark Avenger to Comic Frontline to Twitch and Frontline Gaming Zone, these are all when I have the time. Work comes first. And when I say work, Last Ember Press 529 Studio, and if I start comic flatting. So those are the two things that I'm going to be focusing on, and those are the two things that are going to take priority, and they're going to be first. Everything else comes second. So when I have the time, I'll be doing all these things. Now, the last thing, and I'm sure all of you are not all of you, I'm sure only a fraction of you are wondering what the card opening channel that we started up again. You know, we took a hiatus and we came back. Then the month of December, things got super busy, so we didn't really do anything. That is Michael's channel. Michael likes opening cards and stuff like that. So really the channel depends on Mike's time and money, because he's the one that buys the cards that we open for the channel. So again, whenever we get cards, we'll do videos. If we don't get cards, we won't do videos. He'll be uploading them. He'll be working on the channel. So if you get comments from what the card, starting January, 90% of the time it'll be from him. If you enjoy watching Pokemon card openings, Yu-Gi-Oh card openings, any random cards series we find opening, definitely come check out What the Card. Right now, for the month of December, we have nothing. We have more cards in our house that we haven't opened yet, that we probably will. We also have Brant and Lisa on there. Brant and Lisa, as soon as they have the ability, they've been with us from the very, 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 very beginning. As a matter of fact, they were there the first week with us doing videos as well. Brant actually did a our 1 year anniversary video for us, the announcement. So hopefully maybe Brant and Lisa will open up a few cards as well. But again, it's all depending on time. But all of us are on there. You've got me, Mike, Brant, Lisa, Cindy, and Ellie. You know, whenever we get the time to get a pack of cards or a box of cards, we'll definitely open it. But what the card is not really, I put it there specifically to have all the everything that I'm involved with on there. But what the card is mainly, when it comes to Mike and I, more Michael's. You know, it's his. We made the channel for him. You know, originally we made the channel and he was going to take care of our end of it, and Brant and Lisa were going to take care of their end of it. So when it comes to our end, Mike's going to be doing his part on the channel. So, and then as far as doing videos, it all depends on Mike's time and money. But that's on our end. If Brant and Lisa find the time and the money and they want to do videos, they'll be doing videos on there. They're part of the whole What the Card. Anybody from Frontline, honestly, can do an opening video on What the Card. So, really, as far as, I'm only speaking for me and Michael, or Michael and I should say. It all really depends on Michael, what we're doing, What the Card. So, that really falls out of my worries and part of my agenda for 2018. I'm just going to be in the videos with Mike. He's going to be uploading them and dealing with What the Card, the channel. So that's another thing that I won't be directly working in come next year. But yeah, it's a lot of touch and go. Like I said, really, like I said, work, money work is taking priority over enjoyment work first. Just because I really want to focus on building up 529 Last Ember, and also making a little bit of extra money for myself and my family through flatting. But everything else that I mentioned with Dark Avenger, Comic, Frontline, Zone 4, all that stuff is in my agenda as well. And I'm not saying any of that's going to stop. I'm just going to say that priority obviously goes to the comic, to the web, to the company, and to making money first, and then everything else. Just like when I had my job 2 years ago, you know, that took priority before I did anything on YouTube. Same diff now, you know, work comes first and then everything else follows behind it. But I am happy that the comic review is sticking around. I am sad to see Dark Avenger Live go, but what can you do? And then when it comes to What the Card, that's all in Mike's lap as far as where that channel goes on our end. With Brent and Lisa, it all depends where they stand financially and also their time wise. But they've been with us, like I said, from the very beginning. So I mean, anytime from now until whenever, you know, as long as the channel's up, they can post a video up just like we can. So it really all depends on where things go. But that's it. That's my plan for 2018. As I said, nothing new, no announcements, no release dates. But I feel like having all this stuff written down and all this stuff figured out will definitely help build up a fun 2018. And it's just been a crazy 2017 has been a year. This is the first year in a very long time that I can't wait for New Year to get here, just to get out of it. It's just been a really, really, really rough year in general. It's just been a rough year. And here's to 2018. I'm hoping that I wanted to get this podcast out before we hit 2018, and I'm glad that I actually had the time tonight to sit down and really do it. I know this is after Christmas and all the holidays, but hopefully all of you guys had a wonderful Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa. If you don't celebrate any of those holidays, hopefully you had a happy winter break or winter recess or winter whatever. Hopefully you're enjoying your month of December. You're enjoying the holiday season and looking forward to 2018 just like I am, just like everybody on Frontline is, just like everybody at Last Ember Press 529 Studio is, and just like all of us I'm sure are. It's been a really insane 2017 to say the least, and I'm glad that we are only days away from it being over. And that's really all I have for this podcast. A lot of stuff's been going on, and I'm sure that I'll bookmark it for the next podcast. I definitely want to start writing little agendas for the podcast or things that I want to discuss instead of just doing these kind of blindly. But I've been doing that a little bit the past couple of episodes, so I'm going to probably continue that going forward. But as always, if anything new arises, look forward to that. But come 2018, now you guys know what is coming from myself. And you never know. Surprises are everywhere and can come from anyone. From myself to Frontline to Last Ember Press to Zone 4 to anywhere. Anywhere in the known galaxy, anything can happen. Maybe the Chris and Brand show will become a monthly show. You never know. And Brand's going to kill me for saying that. But again, I'm not promising nothing. I'm not announcing nothing. I'm just telling you guys what is coming in 2018. And there are no announcements for that. So guys, once again, hopefully you guys have a great end of your year. I will hopefully talk to you guys soon. And when I say soon, I mean in the month of January with another episode of the Dark Avenger podcast. Sorry, this one's a bit short. But this was really just a year-end looking back at what I'm glad will very soon be last year and looking forward to hopefully a really prosperous and building and re-energizing 2018. So till then, guys, take care, and I'll see you guys really soon on the next Dark Adventure podcast.